your own t-shirt tote bag using simple items that you will find at home. To make today's DIY craft, which is the t-shirt tote bag, you are going to need an old t-shirt and some scissors. Now that we have our supplies, let's go ahead and get started. Now the first step to make your t-shirt tote bag is you want to cut the sleeves. I'm going to go ahead and use a marker so that you guys can see where I'm going to be cutting. So you want to cut right alongside the sewed part. Does not need to be perfect. Okay, cool. So now it's like a tank top. I went ahead and cut the sleeves off. The next step is we are going to cut a U shape along the collar to make our handles. Now actually, if the t-shirt is thicker, it's a little bit better because then it'll last you a little bit longer. This t-shirt I've had for a really long time. It was time for it to go. And I thought, you know what? I think it'll be really cute as a bag, and I'll probably use it a little bit more. Okay, so I cut out this U-shaped form of it. Now my next step is we are going to cut strips right here towards the end of the t-shirt. Now this is what's important, and this is where you get to decide how big you want your bag to be. If you want your bag to be a little bit smaller, then you want to cut higher. But I want my bag because I want to go ahead and put books in it. So I'm going to go ahead and just cut some 3-inch, 4-inch strips. Now you see how mine has little dots on it? It's actually going to be a little bit easier for me to cut mine when it has like stripes or dots. Pattern so you know that it's all the same size. So first thing, I'm going to go ahead and cut this out. You don't want to make the strips too thick because you'll leave gaps. Okay, so we have our fringe. You guys see all of that? Now we're going to go ahead and turn our t-shirt inside out. Now that you've turned your t-shirt inside out, we are going to tie all of our little strips into knots. Just be careful and make sure that you're getting every single strip. Okay, now that you have your first row of knots, we are going to do a second row of knots. Now our second row is actually going to be the top strip from the first knot and then the bottom strip. So now that we have our first row of knots, we are going to have to do a second row of knots. Now this one is going to be a little bit more different because we are going to use the top strip and we are going to get the bottom strip. So you have to be careful now. Top strip and the bottom strip of the adjacent knot, and you're gonna tie that one. Now what this is gonna cause is this is actually to make sure that you don't have any gaps in your little tote bag. to take your time too. You want to make sure that it looks nice, that none of your stuff falls. Okay, so now we have our second row of knots. Okay, now that you have your second row of knots, we're going to go ahead and go back in and reinforce that second knot, just to make sure that your bag is going to be super sturdy and it's going to be able to hold in all of your items. As soon as this corner is now, once we reinforce them, let's go ahead and flip it inside out. And there you go. Very own inside out. Once you've turned it inside out, here is your t-shirt tote bag. Thank you so much for watching this week's DIY craft. Share your project with us by tagging your pictures or videos at Connect with MPL or MPL Teens. Tune in next Wednesday for another DIY craft. Bye!